Hello everybody, so Michael Burry from The Big Short, the same Michael Burry who predicted the housing crisis and the dot-com crisis and who was very early in on GameStop, he's recently criticized NFTs and called them the equivalent of magic beans. And I'm sure this comes as no surprise to anyone who has followed Michael Burry and who knows what Michael Burry really looks for and what he doesn't like. And if he doesn't like anything that's really new and unknown, and if anything fits this well, it would be the NFT market. So that really comes as no surprise to me, but I'll just read through this article that recently came out. So this is an article on Market Insider, and I just found it funny, both in the article itself, but also in how they portray Michael Burry. I don't think it's entirely fair what they say about him, but I'll just go through it. Michael Burry isn't a fan of non-fungible tokens, NFTs, if his Twitter profile is any indication. The investor has changed his header image to a screenshot of this quote, "NFTs exist so that the crypto grifters can have a new kind of magic bean to sell for actual money, and pretend they're not selling magic beans." This quote is from NFTs. Crypto grifters try to scam artists again. An article posted by David Gerard on his Attack of the 50-Foot Blockchain blog last week. Gerard is the author of a book with the same name as his blog, which tackles Bitcoin, smart contracts, and other cryptocurrency topics. The quote shared by Burry is a correct description of the process, Gerard told Insider in an email. The crypto world has always been about creating a new kind of worthless magic bean to sell for actual money. First Bitcoins, then altcoins, then ICO tokens, then DeFi, now NFTs. You could say something is worth what someone will pay for it, but it's also fair to state that the intrinsic value of these things is zero, Gerard continued. And you can definitely get rich with them, but you're much more likely to lose your shirt. NFTs serve as virtual certificates of ownership and authenticity for digital items and are stored securely on a blockchain. They're getting lots of attention after a digital art NFT was sold for $69 million at a Christie's auction last week. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, and Shark Tank star Mark Cuban and other high-profile figures have also discussed and dabbled with the technology in recent days. However, critics question the value of NFTs given it's virtually impossible to stop others from copying, downloading, and sharing digital images and videos. Moreover, Gerard argues on his blog that NFT proponents are using artists as aspiring suckers to pump cryptocurrencies and handing them crumbs for their efforts. Burry is best known for his billion-dollar bet against the U.S. housing bubble in the mid-2000s, which was chronicled in the book and the movie The Big Short. He's slammed popular investments including Tesla, GameStop, Bitcoin, and Dogecoin this year, and warned investors against buying into speculative bubbles. And Burry has taken a break from Twitter since then, but I don't think it's entirely fair that he slammed these popular investments. It's more so, and actually he did invest in GameStop along with me early on. It's just in terms of how far it ended up going and how far any of these bubbles have been blown up, whether it's Tesla or Dogecoin or Bitcoin or any of these speculative bubbles that have just, rallied, hundreds if not thousands of percentage points this year. I think what Burry's getting at is that so many retail investors or inexperienced traders on Robinhood and all these free trading apps are just getting suckered into these pump and dump schemes. Essentially, they are pump and dumps whether or not the market is calling it that, in that the vast majority of people who bought into GameStop ended up losing money just in that massive sell-off that occurred. And same thing with Dogecoin, or eventually Bitcoin will likely result in a similar outcome as that. And it's just so hard to say what the outcome of any of these cryptocurrencies or NFTs are. And my personal opinion is that even though blockchain technology will likely be part of the future, kind of like what internet companies were in the 1990s, it's just so uncertain, and probably the vast majority of these cryptocurrencies are going to go to zero before the game is over. So I would just avoid so many of these speculative assets out there if I could say anything. But Again, this isn't to be taken as advice, but I just thought it interesting to point out how Michael Burry sees most of this, if not all of this, as just the signs of an extremely overblown bubble. So, all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again.